Sam, again, thank you so much for stopping by. Always appreciate getting the chance to talk to comedians, especially that are coming to Grand Rapids, kind of getting ready for the show, giving people an idea of what they can expect. First things first, though, got to talk a little bit about, have you been to Grand Rapids before? I mean, is this going to be your first time heading out to the city, West Michigan in general?
No, I've been everywhere,
Yeah.
I've been to Grand Rapids a bunch of times, sure.
hmm Yeah, anything in particular that kind of sticks out to you about the city?
Madcap Coffee is pretty
Yeah,
legit.
yeah.
Other than that, no offense, not the most memorable place in the planet.
Hey, we'll take that. We're a couple hours outside of Chicago. I think that's where people mainly go for
Sure.
some fun entertainment there. But obviously, people are excited to have you kind of come to the show and come to Grand Rapids and put on a pretty good show. Just for people that are maybe
Just
kind of,
pretty good.
well, I don't want to jump the gun. I think
All right.
I
I'm
know
gonna
I'm
go there. I'm gonna
familiar.
go there and give you guys a B minus. You heard it here first.
No, don't do that. Don't put this
Yeah,
on me, Sam. No, I know a lot of people are going to be looking for. You've got a lot of fans, even here, just in the station. People have been kind of excited about not
oh,
only this
nice.
interview, but you coming into town to see the show. And I guess my question is for you. When you are planning to go to these different shows, you're on the tour, and you're traveling a bunch of different places. I mean, how do you kind of manage to keep an idea of what you want to say on stage, while also kind of getting enough rest, still exploring the cities when you get a chance? I mean, how do you manage everything really on tour?
Well, I know you got that museum in Grand Rapids. I went
Yeah.
to that museum. Uh, it wasn't bad actually. It was, I was like, this is gonna suck, and then I was like, there's some cool. It was like a sports exhibition when I went there once. That was
Oh
kind
yeah.
of cool.
No, you got to go to the
But
public museum now. They've got this huge Detroit Tigers exhibit. They've got baseballs. I think it's like 1,200 signed baseballs throughout from like the time the Tigers first started all the way up until this year. So,
God,
uh,
how boring are man? I love it because that sounds good to me. I was like, I'm gonna read some signatures. Oh, this is gonna be kind of cool. All right, yeah, I'll check it out.
there's
What
some
is that?
there's
Ty
some
Cobb?
Tigers legends to
Oh,
look through. Yeah.
sure.
I'm trying to just give you some ideas, Sam.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm gonna check it out.
Okay, for sure. I know you're a big sports guy as well. That's kind of why I wanted to bring it up. I know you're a big Knicks fan. Detroit looking like they're going to be playing the Knicks in the playoffs. How do
I
you kind of
know.
like
Yeah,
that matchup a little bit?
well, look, they're tough. Detroit's tough, right? Cunningham's a stud, so no, there's no like easy matchups. But look, part of me is like I'd love for the Knicks to just dip down and get that 4-5, and then hopefully get the Cavs in the second round. But like, look, you're gonna have to play the Celtics eventually. So just whatever. That's loser thinking on my part. So you take what you take, and I hope they figure it out. But Brunson's great, so hopefully they figure it out.
I think that'll be probably the more interesting matchups, or at least potential first round matchups specifically.
Yeah.
Obviously they played last night. The Pistons were able to pull that one out. But I mean, just kind of focusing on just being a Knicks fan. I know they're kind of over the past couple of years with Tibbs have kind of gone back into sort of being one of the top teams, at least in the East. I mean, how do you kind of, as being a lifelong Knicks fan, what do you kind of make of the last couple of years compared to some of the less fun years, I guess, being a fan?
It was bad for a long time, and
Yeah.
now it's great. So, Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, OG, they're a likable bunch. Mitch, Cat. So yeah, I hope I miss some of the guys they traded, but come on,
hmm
Dante, and Isaiah. That was tough.
Yeah, right. Who do you think's a bigger Nick fan, you, Ben Stiller, or Spike Lee?
Oh man, I mean, you got to give Spike the nod just for the years he's put in. But
Right.
I feel like we're all pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
But Spike was like in the 400s for the championship teams in the 70s, so got to give him that nod. But Stiller and I are pretty hardcore.
Yeah. And I guess kind of shifting back over now to sort of stand up and comedy and everything like that. Just people who maybe have seen you on social media just through clips and everything like that. You do a lot of crowd work. There's a lot of heckling that kind of goes on. And I want to hear from somebody who kind of deals with that. I mean, is the heckling something that bothers you? Would you rather have the heckling than maybe a crowd that doesn't react as much to your jokes or is kind of quiet? I mean, what would you kind of prefer?
I mean, yeah, it's a tough question. I guess I want a pulse if that's what you're asking me. I want something.
Hmm.
I want, yeah, you want to know. I guess I'll take bad energy over no energy is to answer your question. But
Hmm.
yeah, because I feel like I can turn the bad energy into something. I don't know if I could turn nothing into anything.
Hmm. You talked a little bit about Grand Rapids not maybe having the most fun nightlife scene, but is there a place, I know you're from New York, is there a place that
I mean,
you,
I'm not like what am I, a nightlife guy? I'm not like
that's
out
what you were
clubbing,
saying.
you
You were
know?
saying it's kind of a boring
No,
little town a little bit.
no. I mean, I'm not like I'm not out clubbing. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I've had good times in Grand Rapids for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, I played the Bob
Hmm.
before. I've played,
Yeah.
Dr. Grins. It's not
Okay,
the
yeah.
best name for a comedy club. You don't sound like a real artist when you're like, "Hey, mom, I'm playing Dr. Grins," and she's like, "Cool, this isn't working for you, I guess."
The
I don't know,
Chuckle Hut.
but the Chuckle Hut, yeah, there's one called Magoobies that I used to play a lot. I still play
Really?
sometimes, but
Yeah.
it's a good room. You guys still go to the good rooms, you
Hmm.
know.
The Comedy Cellar is, I think, one of the better
That's a good
names.
name.
It's like good
Sure,
band names. You find one that just kind of sticks out to you like that.
totally,
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess, kind of as a comic, do you have maybe a Mount Rushmore? You probably get asked this a million times, but do you have maybe just a top four, at least, kind of how they've shaped you and sort of shaped how you kind of do stand up?
That's tough, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if I had to choose, I'd probably say like David Tell, Chris Rock, Rodney Dangerfield,
Hmm.
and like, geez, maybe Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
If you had to
all
pick
just like
four, right?
really,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, tough. But I mean, you could easily throw Carlin or Pryor in there. Like,
Hmm.
um, there's so many people you could put in there.
Right. All right. Well, Sam, again, really appreciate the time and getting the chance to talk to you a little bit. I do have one last question for you, just
Sure.
because it's something that we kind of want to have and tease to in the shows later today. But if you were somebody here in Grand Rapids, out on the street, looking for something to do on Saturday night, what would kind of convince you to come out to your show?
Um, I would say, look, your city's not that great. I mean, I'm there, so get your ass to the show. What else are you gonna do?
All right. Perfect stuff. Sam, thank you so much for being here today. Really appreciate it.